Oof, that was a quick one. That was a quick one. So Chile to Napoli. Here we go. It's going to be a loan move, which is worth 3 million euros, 1 million euros in add-ons, and a potential buy option of 27 million euros. So altogether, the deal could come up to 31 million euros. Now, this one is a weird one because when Chile first came to the club in January of 2023, it was during that horrid 22-23 season. And he was one of the few shining lights. Like, he was a very, very, very competent centre back, very reliable, had a good passing range to him, defended very, very well. And then all of a sudden, it's almost like Space Jam and the Monstars, where they sap up everyone's talent. They literally took away all of his talent, and he became dead food. He became such an unreliable defender, always getting beat by his man. Looks quite strong, looks quite physical, but is surprisingly quite weak. Um, the passing range that we were talking about him, he showed it once in a while, but it was like his defensive capabilities, his defensive talents all vanished within overnight, within that summer of 2023. I think obviously Dasasi coming in didn't help the situation. But yeah, and he's also been very, very injury prone, always getting injured, never available, and he's stealing a wage. He's basically stealing a living by taking home, I think it was 100k or 120k a week and barely being available. And when he's available, he's dead food. So listen, I'm happy he's gone. I'm happy he's out of my club. I do believe he will do quite well in Serie A because the game is a lot slower compared to the Premier League, and it's not as physical as the Premier League. So I do believe he'll do quite well, and I do believe Napoli will end up buying him on a permanent basis. We saw with Rasmus Højlund, wasn't cut out for the Premier League, but done really, really well with Napoli during his loan spell, and they made it a permanent deal. So I do believe overall it will be a win-win for us in a sense of at least we've got him off the books and he will have a good season at Napoli. If he has a good season, they'll make it permanent. If they decide not to make it permanent, then another club within the Serie A or the French league will decide to take a punt on him and make it a full-time basis. So listen, I'm happy that he's out the door. Next one that needs to go is quite obvious. Tosin and Subject 9. Get out of my football club. But at least we're going in the right direction. Good riddance, Benoit Badiashile. Good riddance.